Alright guys, I want to show you real quick how to raise a Reaper without a Reaper room. I figured this trick out a while ago, decided to share it with the community. So what you're going to need is a bunch of cooked meat in your inventory. I like to use the prime, but if you don't have it, you don't need it. It's not necessary. What I like to do is place down a wood cage, like so. And then you take a second wood cage and then line it up with the first wood cage out the door. It helps if you're in that crouch position, and you can see the two bars there. You want to get those kind of like lined up so that they're pretty close to each other. It doesn't have to be exact, but open the two doors. So you've essentially made a box that the Reaper can come out in. So I usually back myself up to the back side of this thing. It's not necessary, but it does prevent the Reaper from like going out. I've done this before with just the one cage, and it does spawn outside of the cage, which is why I have the two now. But I usually back up to the back side of the cage and then kind of crouch down. I don't know if it's necessary to crouch down or not. It's just what I've always done. So you can experiment and try it out for yourself and see if that's something you want to do or not. But I'm just going to crouch down. In any case, I'm going to wait for this thing to pop. We got like another 29 seconds or so. Hopefully nothing goes wrong with the game where I get randomly disconnected or something stupid happens. It'll pop out, it'll go to the other side of the cage, and then it'll go to the corner. So at that point, what we're going to do is we're going to claim it and then back up. So as you're backing up, it's going to attack you, kill you because your life is at like 1 hit point, and take all the cooked meat out. And here we go. Alright, Reaper's out. It's in the corner. Claim the baby. Back up. And death. So there you go. It should have taken all of the stuff that was in my inventory and then added it to its inventory. So we'll see over here. So now that it's inside of this box, it has no line of sight to anything on the outside. So it's not going to try and attack anything, bite anything. The food's in its inventory. It's going to auto raise on its own now. You won't have to do anything to it. And then once it hits juvie, it'll automatically start feeding off of the troughs that are close by. So, and it's not going to aggro on the animals that are near it. And that was an issue, and that's why people were using the Reaper rooms, so that way it didn't attack or try to attack your other animals in your hatchery. But with this method, it doesn't matter. It can't see anything. It's not going to try to attack anything. With Reapers, if they try to bite something, it drops their food value to 0. And when their food value hits 0, then their health starts to go down. So you don't want them to constantly be trying to attack something. But with this method, you're good to go. And you can leave this thing until it hits juvie, as long as there's enough meat in its inventory to get you there. Later on, if you do want to see what the stats are like, I wouldn't recommend it now, but later on, when it gets a little bit bigger, you can remove one of these cages and then close the door, and then you can access the Reaper through the door. So you can see their inventory or export, so that you can look at their stats and that kind of thing.